Oh yeah, this is a special episode of Right On. We're getting creative with the places that we're at. I'm loving it. We're gonna stay on this book. I think instead of random paging it, we're just gonna go, we'll random page it. I think I know where I might land. No. Oh. This is actually perfect. This is very short. I know Max can't zoom in on this, but this is it. This is it. No, he can't do it. You wanna try, Max? You try? No, okay, it's all good. So, and this is an interlude in Social Science Club. Interlude in The Very Best of Ricky and Jane. And so this is what it reads. When I was 6 or 7, my mother said I sounded like you. And even though she meant it as an insult, to this day, I can think of no higher praise. To know that my body could be kidnapped, yelled upon, psychologically shackled, abandoned, and then loved, edited, policed, and muted, and the ancestors still rolled off my tongue, tells me the God in you is the gift to me, and even in separate cities. Okay, I actually thought this was the interlude. It is not. I don't know where this thing came from, but this is apparently a free write I did when I was working with some kids in an after-school program. When my parents split up, my mother, people do the best they can, man. And she didn't really know any other way. My dad didn't really know any other way, and they were between a rock and they were basically Indiana Jones. Like the ceiling's coming down, the walls are coming in. It's getting really, really tough in here. And she did the thing that she thought was best, was bringing me and my sister from New Orleans to Minneapolis. And I was only 4 years old. Now the thing about this piece is, when I was 6 or 7, my mom and I were going back and forth, and I had saw all the fighting, all the stuff, like that led up to it. And this is no judgment or, anything towards anybody. But the thing that was wild was I still had a lot of like gestures like my dad, even though I was 6 or 7. Like, it's crazy. I had not hung out with the guy in the amount of time that, like, on Earth for 4 years, hadn't seen the guy for 3 years. So like, he basically was just like a blip in my life, but even though it was half of my life at the time, but it wasn't a whole lot of time. And I still, apparently, like I carried, his intonation, if you will. But one time my mom and I were going back and forth, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And she was like, you're talking to me just like your father right now. And that might not have been the coolest thing to say. I might not have been doing the coolest things at the time, but the whole point was, it was really a compliment at the end of the day, because it's like, wow, the energy is still emanating through. And lo and behold, like my mom and dad, I ended up, getting into a lot of activism, speaking at a lot of press conferences for people that have been victims or hurt by state-sanctioned violence, and just doing a lot of community work, which I think is good work. It's the good work. And that's where this is from. I don't know where this one goes. I don't know. This does hearken to an interlude in The Very Best of Ricky and Jane, where I say, I say this story, but a little more candidly, a little more casually. So that is that. I don't really have a title for that one. You might see it in the next spoken word book. Who knows? But either way, thank you so much for tuning in to Right On, and we will see you in the next episode. Look at these stairs. Look at these stairs.